didn't do the weird double overlapping beat thing this week. Aren't you happy about that, Stella?
Yeah. That shit tripped me out so bad.
It tripped me out too. I didn't know it was happening actually until after the fact. And then I listened to it back and I'm like, oh no, we can't have no bad audio around here. That's not the Cypher and Chronicle way.
It reminded me of like back in the day when we were like new to this shit, and sometimes we would hear that and like we didn't realize it was like an echo from like the phone or like headphones or some shit.
Right.
So I was like, I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what the fuck? Like I was
Making
trying
waves,
to figure
making
out what
progress.
it was.
Right, right. Well, welcome everybody to episode 99. We're pretty excited because it's one episode away from 100. That's big right there. How does it feel, Stella? Like we're back on 99 episodes. Well, 98 until after today.
It's happening.
It's happening.
That shit is wild.
It
is wild to me. Like when we first started this podcast, we're like, oh, it's gonna take us a few years to like get to somewhere, but it's literally been a year and a half, and here we are, episode.
No, it's been almost 2 years now.
It's still a year and a half. We're like, this is the beginning.
Is this the year and a half mark right here?
Yeah.
I guess you're right, because we started it like in June of 19,
2020.
Right? 2020. Okay, yeah. Okay. Bet. Well, I'm pretty excited. I mean, 99. You know, so I thought it was only right that we titled this episode that has something to do with Jay-Z. I mean, because when you hear the number 99, you either think of two things. You think of Juvenile back that ass up, you know, and he's like bringing it back for the 99, 2000, you know, and it hey, all the girls run to the dance floor.
Think of Prince partying like it's 1999.
I definitely don't think of Prince, but some people must. Some people definitely must. Yeah, well, you've proved that time and time again. So shout out to Stella and her 37-year-old ass. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What's funny about that though is like when I was 23, my friend group was like 33. Like right. I've always hung out with people who were like older than me. So like true. I think of Prince. I think of like the fucking music that the people I hung out listened to. You know what I mean? So
I gotta ask you something though, Stella. Not to like completely switch the whole subject, but I'm about to right now. So me and E, we had quite the debate today. So today is our dating anniversary date, right? It's our dating anniversary day, and I don't believe that dating anniversaries should be a thing if you're married. If you're married, dating anniversaries out the window. It's only the marriage day anniversary that matters any longer.
Well, clearly that's not true if she cares about it. Right?
It's something she cares about, yes, but is it a valid concern? I don't think so. I think that it should only be the actual marriage date. Like once you get married, it like gets rid of the whole dating anniversary date. Like that becomes obsolete. Sure.
Does it hurt you to acknowledge it?
It definitely doesn't hurt to acknowledge it, but I'm not doing the roses. I'm not doing the special anniversary dinner. I'm not doing whatever.
Cost like $12. Like, is it really like asking too much? Is it really asking too much? At the end of the fucking day, like, is a dozen roses really gonna kill you? Is acknowledging the dating anniversary really gonna kill you? Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not married, first of all, but you know,
that's a good thing.
You know, shout out to the smart ones who dodged this bullet, right? I'm not married. I think the marriage anniversary would be, you know, a big deal, but like, I think that I would want to acknowledge how long you guys have actually been together. Like it.
I'm with that.
Maybe people don't want to erase the time they spent prior to getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, I feel you. I mean, I'm totally with that. Like I will acknowledge it in the morning And when we wake up, I'll say, hey, today's the day that we started dating, but I'm not going to make a big deal about it. There ain't going to be no Tony Tone in the background playing. There's going to be none of that. And not
I
to
feel
mention,
like that should just be a regular Friday night, but okay.
it is around here, actually. We got the surround sound speakers. We be in here like, playing some old school shit or whatnot. I got the record player now, too. So, that'd be lit, high key. But another thing is, our dating anniversary is 2 weeks before Valentine's. So you damn for sure cannot count on me to get you any kind of roses or nothing like that.
If you're cheap, just say that.
It's not that I'm cheap.
If you're broke, just say that. For real,
I've thought of some things that I feel like we should construct in our relationship. We're not going to celebrate the dating anniversary no more because it's 2 weeks before Valentine's. And then Stella's over here like, if you're broke, just say that.
If you're broke, just say that.
That's funny. That's funny. But I don't think that it has anything to do with that. Not just for me particularly, but like for gentlemen who feel the same. Like when it comes to the dating anniversary, that's not something that needs to be celebrated after the marriage. Like, come on, like it's like, all right, could I just get this point across real quick, Stella, before you say that? Hold that thought though. All right, so for anybody that has a birthday like within the week or two of Christmas, I double dog bet you they would do anything to change that. If they had the ability to change that, like if there was something that overruled their birthday and said, all right, you know what, you can move your birthday to any day of the year you want, they would totally do that. And basically what I'm saying is that with the dating anniversary, once you get married, you kind of do that. You kind of replace that dating anniversary date with the marriage one, and you don't do that no more. So, like I said, I double dog bet you if somebody had the ability to do that who has a birthday around Christmas, they totally would, because they all say it super sucks having a birthday around Christmas.
Listen, just because people don't celebrate you as much around Christmas doesn't make it right. Okay? Just because you're married and you don't think you should have to acknowledge 2 anniversaries doesn't make it right. Because if one of the people in the relationship and it's clearly important to them, why the fuck wouldn't you try to accommodate that? Like, clearly it's important to this person. It's not really gonna kill you to acknowledge it.
It's not.
Then why the fuck wouldn't you? Like, I agree. You want her or whoever to acknowledge the things that you feel are important to you. But when it comes to the other person, that's not a thing because it's a dating anniversary, because of the label that's on it.
Look, when you're married, Stella, or when you're in any kind of relationship, you do something called compromise. I know you don't really know much about compromising, but compromising is something that you always do.
Compromise is only as long as it's in your favor. You're not willing to compromise.
Absolutely
possibly
not.
Acknowledging the dating anniversary for her.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, then.
We compromise both ways. But the whole dating anniversary thing, my compromise was getting married. So that date, therefore, is on the marriage day.
Well,
so that's the day I'm going to celebrate. The day that I signed on the dotted line, that's the day I'll celebrate, because that's the day that really, truly changed my life, because I've dated many girls before. And guess what?
Nice.
I don't remember any of those dates
for this one. Got it. Erica, I hope you're not listening. That was
I guarantee
super fucked up.
Every guy can agree with me on this. There's no fucking way
that she fucking twisted your arm, so you compromised and got married. So now you don't gotta acknowledge how long you've actually been together because you twisted your arm and got married, right?
I'm not saying I'm
understanding this correctly.
I'm not saying that the marriage was a twist of the arm, but I'm just saying that the marriage was a twist of the date, so that we don't have to celebrate on the dating anniversary.
Here's a fucking thought. Why don't people get married on their dating anniversary so they can fucking
because they enjoy that date and they have chose not to change that date. Now I go back to the analogy that I made with the whole birthday before Christmas thing. Like, those people, if they had a choice, they would more than likely, probably 90% of
you
them
have a choice in your marriage date,
to a day that's not next to Christmas. But here's the thing. We chose to get married at a totally different time and date than what our dating anniversary. Now, if we wanted to keep that date, then yeah, we could have got married on that dating anniversary
And
day,
you would
but
have
we
saved
didn't.
yourself this entire
So
argument.
therefore, we don't need to celebrate the dating anniversary no more because we're married.
Well, what if she feels like you
Different.
do?
If she feels like she wants to get married again on the dating anniversary and it's that important to her, I'll compromise. Let's go. Matter of fact, E.
Yeah, let's go spend a bunch of money because
No.
I didn't want to spend money on roses for the dating anniversary.
You don't have
I
to
want to
spend
get
First of
remarried on
all,
the fucking dating date.
you don't have to
Like,
spend
my
money
mind is
on weddings.
blown
First
right
of all,
now.
hey, look, I went and got married at a small little chapel in Nevada.
And
First
it
of all, so
costed you nothing.
it cost me like $200.
Still more than roses.
One of these days, though, I do want to give her a really good wedding, nice wedding, and all
Do it
that.
on your dating
But at the time, it
anniversary.
just wasn't like on our priority list. So, but
Do
that's
it on your
besides this
dating
whole point right now.
anniversary.
That's besides this whole point. If the dating anniversary is truly, honestly, like super serious to her, which I don't think it is, I don't think it's that serious. If it is, though, then I would gladly get married on the anniversary
It's
date.
serious enough to bring it up. Like, hey, this is
Does
our
it every
dating
year.
anniversary. So then clearly it's important to her. Why
But she
not
brings up
just
a
get
lot
her
of
a
shit every year.
fucking rose
She
and
brings up a
say,
lot of shit every year,
just
though.
surprise her? Like, fucking a rose on the dating anniversary when she wakes
Who
up.
I
Just
look
a
like,
simple
Seal?
acknowledgement.
Saying "Kiss from the Rose." Who I look like, Seal?
No, you don't actually right now.
I'm a playboy
He
from the Bay,
probably
boy.
acknowledged the dating anniversary. I'm just saying.
Like I said, I'm a playboy from the Bay, boy. Oh man, I love it. I love it. I don't know why anybody could or why anybody would argue that. Like, if any of you are wondering like what we're talking about right now, like if for some reason you just landed at this point in the conversation, the argument is, the debate rather, is that women that want to celebrate the anniversary of their dating day, they don't have a valid point if they're a married woman now to that guy. That marriage date is now the creme de la creme of dates, of days that they celebrate. It's the marriage date, the
Okay, so
anniversary.
here's the thing. So you start dating, right? People start dating. Like, that's like typically the first step before you get married, because you need to get to know these people, date them for a while, however long. Some people shorter amounts of time, some people long amounts of time, right? For the people who only date like up to a year before your wedding, like, I don't think a dating anniversary is that important. But there's people who are literally like in a committed relationship with each other for years before they get married. I feel like those people should celebrate the dating anniversary, because that's it gives you the more time. Like, oh yeah, we've only been married for 3 years, but we've been dating for 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people who are married seem to think that like dating anniversaries and shit like that is insignificant, when really it's like the most significant, because it got you to the marriage. That's when you built your relationship. That's when you got to know each other. That's when you did all these things that are really fucking important and fundamental for your relationship to be where it's at in the fucking first place. So to sit here and be like, just because you're lazy or you don't want to fucking spend a little bit of money or whatever, like, man principle you have, it's literally so fucking mind-blowing to me that you would debate something so insignificant to you rather than just being like, here's a flower because I acknowledge how much time we've actually fucking been together. So
I gave her
whatever.
something
Like,
today.
the end of the day, it's
Starts with a D,
important to your
ends with a K,
partner.
and it rhymes with ick.
If it's important to your partner, why the hell wouldn't you just acknowledge it or try it?
Like I said, I
If it
gave
just
her
makes
something
her
today.
happy for a minute, that's clearly not what she wanted.
It starts with a D, ends with a K, and rhymes with Rick. I'll let you guess.
I'm gonna think of all the other words that start with a D and end with a K and rhyme with that.
Let me hear it.
I'm gonna fucking Google it right now. Thesaurus coming in hot.
It starts with a D, ends with a K, and it rhymes with Rick. Ladies and gentlemen, what did I give my girl for the dating anniversary today. I'll let you all guess. Ding, ding, ding. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I gave her dick. Hey, just for perspective purposes, that is way more important than a flower can ever be to a woman. So
depends how fucking good it is. I'm just saying.
Listen, it's the part of a man's body. So I feel like
I
by
said,
sharing that part with a woman, like it should be sacred. It should mean a lot, much more
some
than a
mean more
flower
than
ever could,
others.
much
That's
more
for
than
sure.
any kind of money monetarily could buy a woman. It should be what a man could give her mentally and physically with just himself
What I'm
first. It should
saying is
be
that
more important
money
to
has bought
supersede anything
me more
monetarily. Just
pleasure
saying.
than a lot of men have. So
I don't think that's true. There's no way. Yeah, like this man right here, Keith, says we cherish our ladies every day of the year. Dates are more important
do
to
you
women.
though?
And I totally agree with that. Like,
Do you
take
though?
Valentine's Day, for instance. Here's my issue with Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is
It's a
literally a
corporate
government,
capitalist fucking
corporate,
holiday. Yeah.
capitalist holiday. Thank you, Stella. I mean, it's very true. Like, it's such a bullshit holiday. Like, really, like it goes exactly with what you're saying right now, Stella. Like, oh, why not just get her a flower or whatever? Oh, why do I have to do that just so that she doesn't feel bad? Because every other chick is on Instagram and Facebook and all the social medias, TikTok, showing off their flower and everything. So that's gonna make you look like a bad guy for some reason for not getting her the flower on
I've
Valentine's Day.
gotten
When
used to
really this
not
is
showing
just
off anything on
some BS
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. Well, you don't
I
show
can't
anything on
remember the
Valentine's
last
Day because you usually got more than one guy. So that's why
No,
you don't
I
show.
don't ever get anything for Valentine's
You
Day. It's
don't?
been
Oh,
fucking
shit.
years.
We gotta figure out somebody to give
How
Stella something for
embarrassing.
Valentine's Day. Really? When was the last time you received something for Valentine's Day, and what was it? Was it did it start with a D, end with a K, and rhyme with Rick?
No, my ex used to be really good at gift giving. Like, he would go all out for like Christmas and Valentine's Day and my birthday. So
Oh, well, that's nice.
yeah, but
That's super nice.
he's long gone. So
wow, man.
Yeah,
that's kind of
that's
sad.
it.
I'm sorry to
It's
hear
not that
about that.
sad. Like I said, capitalist holiday.
It is. It totally is.
Everything's
And
packed that day
I'd
anyways. I'm a
rather not
homebody.
celebrate it. I'd rather not celebrate any of these capitalist holidays. I don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't want to celebrate Christmas. None of them. The only reason why any of us ever celebrate these days is just from guilt alone. Like, if everybody had like a choice and they never had to think about what others thought, or the person that's special to them or the people that are special to them wouldn't feel bad, if like none of that exists, nobody would ever celebrate those things.
Well,
But people buy things out of guilt. Like, why should somebody have to buy you something, for them to show you that you're special to them? Like, that's the craziest idea to me.
I'm not a things person. Like, whenever I didn't throw my kids a lot of birthday parties when they were little, because I value experiences over stuff.
Right.
And I'm the same way. Like, I would literally write on the invitations, like, don't bring presents. Like, your presence is present for us. Like, that's good enough. And so, like, when it comes to like a Valentine's Day or a birthday or something like that, I would be much happier and like more excited if he said, hey, like, let's get out of town this weekend and go somewhere. Like, I don't want a fucking ring. I don't want, jewelry. I don't want whatever the fuck, flowers, whatever. Like, I would rather go somewhere with you and share an experience with you. Every other day of the year, go ahead and give me a plant, though, not flowers.
That's sweet. What's
I kill
crazy is
flowers
that
on purpose.
roses cost like a dozen of some nicely groomed roses cost like $100. And if you want to send them to the chick, it's going to cost you like $125 for the fee. I literally know of a rose bush like half a block down the street that I could probably
Bruh,
go and
nobody
plant some
said you
roses
had
with.
to buy flowers. Literally go pick them. Fucking collect them from multiple
That's
people's
such
yards.
a lie, though. Like, women want the flowers to be bought. If you brought a
No, they
chick
don't.
some
They don't
flowers that she
care.
picked from down the street, you're toast, dude. She's not talking to you no more, and
Women
you should
who
know
care
that.
about
You should
money
know
and
that.
stuff. Women who care about money and how much money you spend on them, they care for sure. But like the women that you're actually like, if that's the kind of woman you married, then you knew what you were fucking getting into.
That's
Now, if
not the
that's
kind of
not the
woman
kind
I
of woman
married,
you married,
but that's
she
not the
would
kind of
be mad
woman
at
I
you if you
married,
clipped a rose off a couple of neighbors'
just to be
bushes and
clear.
tied it with a ribbon and handed it to her. I don't think she'd be mad about that.
Most women, even women who
Now, if
are
you
not
fucking
materialistic,
uprooted grass with
listen,
it and just put that on the table, yeah, that's like messy. Cut the
listen,
fucking stem.
most women, whether they're materialistic or not, if you came to them on Valentine's Day with some hand-picked flowers, I am confident, and I could say this with the most sincere confidence, I think that they would look at the guy in the face and say, "Are you serious, dude?" Or they would at least think it, and they would be in the group chat with their girlfriends an hour later, like, "I cannot believe the audacity of this
Okay,
guy."
how about this? How about if you're a man and you're listening to this right now, let's do a little experiment. I want you guys to pick flowers for whoever your significant other is. Pick them. Don't buy them. Pick them. Presentation matters. Presentation matters. Don't just fucking have grass and dirt hanging off the bottom of them. That's fucking lazy. Okay, at least cut that shit off. Maybe tie a ribbon around it, something, or put it in a fucking glass or a vase or whatever, and present that to your girl whenever. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day, whenever. I want to know what the reaction is because I bet you she's not going to get all fucking up in arms and pissed off that you didn't drop $100 on him. Yes, grocery stores, flowers are where I get flowers. I don't have fucking professional flowers sent to anybody ever in my fucking life. I go to the fucking store, I get my $12 dozen of roses. I go home and I make it look pretty and then I give it. Like people are just fucking lazy. That's the problem. You'd rather spend money for convenience than actually take the time to like be thoughtful. And like that's why people don't appreciate shit anymore because there's no thought behind it. It's just fucking throw some cash at them. Like shut them up.
Breaking news, everybody. Daddy Goods has a life hack for you, and also he has a Valentine's Day hack for you. Tell the chick that you're talking to that Valentine's falls on a Monday this year. Therefore, you have to celebrate on Friday. Friday the 18th, is it? Or is it Friday? No, I don't know what Friday is going to be, but here's the hack. Tell her that that's the day you're going to celebrate and get flowers that day. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, the flowers are going to be half off that day because it's not on Valentine's Day.
You and me both, Sparky.
You're welcome. I don't think anybody's celebrating on Valentine's Day this year, though.
I definitely won't be. I don't have a Valentine.
It's on a Monday. Who's gonna celebrate on a Monday? I hope
be surprised. Some people just like the excuse to celebrate anything, though. Like
that's true. Get a little bit of
people are
wine in
literally
the
out,
system.
going out every fucking weekend, celebrating shit, and ain't nothing changed in their life. They're just fucking out there celebrating. God knows what. Survival,
Yeah, I'd be
maybe.
baffled too.
Survival.
Shout out to the homies, but man, the homies told me they got
Shout out
bottle
to the
service a couple
survivors.
weeks ago. The homies told me they got bottle service a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, for what? What were you celebrating? And he was like, I don't know. And I'm like, how much was the bottle? He was like, 800, and I'm like, damn. Why? Like the same bottle that you get at bottle service, you can get at the liquor store for literally like $700 less. That shit blows my mind. And that's expensive too. But
that's
I'm just saying,
my rent.
it blows my mind why anybody does bottle service these days. But I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're 21, 22, and you got like 10 guys and you're at the club and you don't want to be standing around looking like buffoons, then why not go and get some bottle service so you have a couch to sit on? But I'm
It's
not
just so
spending
funny to me that
$1,000.
men will spend $800 on bottle service, but complain about buying a dozen of roses from the grocery store.
Okay, you got us there. You got us there. I agree. I think if a guy rather do that than buy the $100 flowers at the grocery store or wherever, the florist,
then you just don't. You're not important to him. Period.
Agreed on that one. That we finally came to some kind of agreement on this podcast today.
That's literally what I've been saying this whole time. That was literally the point of everything I fucking said.
Well, like, what if the guy's not into that and doesn't blow money on dumb shit like that? And
she's not into a lot of the shit that you're into, but she does a lot of the shit you want to make you fucking happy.
Say that again, because I cut you off and I need this.
You weren't listening. Yeah. I said she's not into a lot of the shit that you're into, but she fucking does it and compromises to make your ass happy. But God forbid she wants a fucking flower for her dating anniversary. My God.
She actually loves boxing, so
I
think we're good on that department.
So she was a boxing fan and all into that shit before you came in the picture.
Canelo existed before Daddy Goods, baby.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that we do that we learn to like because we like to spend the time with you guys.
On another note, everybody, don't leave your woman hangry on Valentine's Day. She's not hangry no more, though. However, here, would you like to chime in here?
I would love to chime in.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello. Did Jimmy tell you he made me extremely hangry today?
No, he is just telling me that he made the compromise of marriage, so he shouldn't have to celebrate his dating anniversary. I said, wow, you say it like she twisted your fucking arm, bro.
No, I didn't say it like that. Actually,
you did.
I would actually love to celebrate our dating anniversary.
It's recorded.
No, our dating anniversary is really important to me. So, like, I want to start celebrating it going forward. That's all I was saying.
Going forward, when did we not celebrate it?
So Jimmy's just been capping the whole fucking episode, you guys. You heard it.
Time out. I feel like I'm getting ganged up on right now. This isn't fair.
That's because you just got caught capping. That's why.
Over.
He just got caught capping. He's literally been talking all kinds of, I'm not celebrating this. This shouldn't be important. We're married, this and that. And I'm like, dude, if it's important to her, then who's it going to kill for you to just acknowledge it?
All right, time out.
Does it kill you to acknowledge it?
I'm gonna stand on my.
And
I'm gonna stand on these
maybe
10.
she wants to celebrate how long you've been together, not just how long you've been married.
10 toes down.
Exactly. And I told him earlier, I was like, okay, so the year between us being married and getting married, like it just didn't mean anything then. I'm sorry.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like if it's important to her, how does it kill you to fucking celebrate or acknowledge it?
It meant a lot. Look, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down, everybody, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you all. This is my wife right here next to me, right? I'm here to tell you all. Dating anniversaries become obsolete after you get married. It's now the marriage date that becomes what you celebrate for now on. It's not the dating anniversary no more. Like literally, that was the compromise on dates that you celebrate during the year. Is the new wedding date. Now, if it was that, it's basically in the unwritten contract, unless you decide we're gonna get married on the dating anniversary and make that the date. That date is now done for. It's the marriage date.
Clearly, it's not. Clearly, it's not. And if you're broke, just say that.
Yeah, just say that. Damn it.
Yeah.
No, I mean everyone has different anniversaries. There's a fuck anniversary for the first time they've ever fucked. So people celebrate different anniversaries.
Exactly. People
remember the day we first did that?
I do.
What day was it?
I don't remember the date, but I remember the date.
Exactly my point. Like
she knows which date.
You want to know what's even crazier, Stella? And I didn't even point it out to her, but since she's in here on the podcast talking shit right now, she thinks today is our anniversary date for our dating anniversary, but it was actually on the 2nd. It was yesterday.
It's February 3rd.
Nope, it was the 2nd, and I could go back and date on the dates, and you can look
I have it marked in the calendar.
She has it marked in the calendar. Yeah, right. Look up the NFC Championship game for the 49ers.
It
or was
it
NFC, the Super Bowl?
It was the Super Bowl
when the lights went out.
2013.
Look it up. When the Baltimore Ravens and the 49ers were in the Super Bowl, that's the day I made her my girlfriend. Like, that's so high school. Like, who celebrates that day? That's super high school. Like, I feel like I'm in high school right now. I feel
February 3rd. It was a Sunday, you idiot.
I feel like I'm a freshman and I got some senior chicks in here because you all know that's all I dated in high school because I was literally Mac Daddy goods in
You were ugly. You were whooped in high school. You had like this fucking weird ass eyebrows and this hair, and you were a chunkamunka.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
Anyways, so the consensus is dating anniversary. If it's important to her, why not celebrate it? Why not acknowledge it?
Yeah, I feel you. Well, if you want to, Nature, if it's that important to you, I will celebrate it. I will, but we're not celebrating Valentine's though, so you got to pick one.
What the fuck?
You see, that's why I told him if you're fucking broke, say that, cheap. Bro. Yeah, it's a cheap thing. Remember, you just said if he's not willing to spend the money on you, but he'll spend it on this other shit, then he just doesn't value the relationship. You just said that.
Yeah, you don't value this relationship. Wow, the fuckery is real.
We know that I value this relationship, this marriage, rather, so much.
So much.
On so many levels that it's a dimension also, that's not even within this.
Erica, realm. Would you be upset if he went and like picked some flowers and maybe like made them look pretty and gave them to you? Do they have to be store-bought? I told him they didn't.
They don't have to be store-bought. I would appreciate them no matter where they came from, as long as it's not like a cemetery. We're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make her stand on that.
Right.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad this is on the podcast. I'm gonna make her stand on that. And for now on, I'm gonna pick flowers because I know a really nice rose bush down the street. And as a matter of fact, for Valentine's Day, that rose bush.
There you go.
That's why I'm getting you roses.
It's cute. I love it when our daughter brings me flowers. She's like, "Here, mommy, I picked it for you." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
This has been recorded,
and I feel like as a married couple, it's the most financially efficient and smart way to celebrate. Right? You're saving money together, but it's a gift and it's celebration. So
there you go, fellas. So we got two ladies to confirm that all you have to do this Valentine's Day is go pick some flowers from down the street, your neighbor's rose bush, package them up,
spread it out. Don't clean out one neighbor.
Yeah,
you can go like pick different flowers too. It doesn't have to be just roses. Like, you can make your own arrangement.
Okay. Right. What about dinner? What about the Valentine's dinner? Like, is the whole like having her come over, a red tablecloth, glasses of wine, home cooked meal, is that still popping? Like, are we still doing that?
I would much rather have a man cook for me than go out to a restaurant. 1000%.
What if
the man that cooks is hot?
What if the food sucks?
We might not even make it to dinner, to be honest, if he's cooking.
What if the food sucks? Jimmy cannot. I will not allow him to cook because one time he did, and it was disgusting.
So here's what I think Jimmy should do. I think Jimmy should invest some time into learning how to cook. And because I think that would speak volumes. And then when he does present it to you, you could that's a huge gift, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this man was so like gung ho. I'm going to make burgers. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. He goes and puts the patties on the grill. And I'm like, this motherfucker didn't even season the meat. So I go out there. I'm like, do you need some seasoning? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I just forgot. Like, I know what's up. I'm tripping.
I was half hungry. White side.
Right? I was like, oh.
You both are shady right now.
Fucking Jimmy, bro. Unseasoned
Oh
meat.
man, like I was so fucking hungry that day that I was just like not thinking about seasoning or nothing like that. Like I became full white mode. I was just like hungry. That's all I could think of. I slapped the patties on the grill and she comes out. She's like, "Where's the seasoning?" And I'm like,
it was a sloppy Jim.
Somebody call Flavor God.
You needed to save your ass.
Oh my gosh, like that would have been the shit. Like imagine if Flavor God just comes out of the sky and just brings you seasoning magically out of nowhere.
You remember like when people were hoarding at the beginning of the pandemic, there was this meme that was flying around. It was like, I noticed all the food's off the shelves, but there's a lot of seasoning. Like we can tell who's hoarding. It's like they're not taking any seasoning, just the fucking food.
It's all the whites.
It's all the white people hoarding.
All right, turkeys. I gotta get out of here. Toodaloo. Here.
Like whites, we need the toilet paper back. That's funny. I'm half white, everybody. Don't worry. Don't worry, everybody.
Shit.
We can have brown conversations and we can have white conversations. We can have all kinds of conversations, black conversations, all that shit. Yeah. It's a motherfucking melting pot around here.
It is. It is.
Anywho,
even in our comments. So there you have it, guys. Jimmy was capping, and
I wasn't capping though.
I wasn't
capping. I literally stood on.
You literally always.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't. Anytime we're on here having a conversation and you ask your wife thinking it's gonna fucking back you up, it never does.
But
like when will you learn?
But she did basically back me up. Because she couldn't really get me to conform to the bull that she was trying to say.
You literally just said going forward you were going to celebrate it. What do you mean she couldn't get you to conform?
No, all right. So time out. Like I'm not so like stern on that idea that I just will not. Like I totally will if it's that important to her. But I don't think it is that. I don't think it is that important.
Said it. How many times does she have to say it before you fucking believe her?
Okay, well, I will do it from now on just to make
here's the thing. You guys men will sit here and be like, you didn't say anything. You did, because by the time like we're done saying shit and telling you shit, then we get fucking mad and we're just like this, and you're like, you guys think we're a mind reader? You don't tell us, bruh. We tell you, and we tell you some more. You choose not to fucking listen. You don't hear us. And then you wonder why we fucking pop off. Like, that's what it is. That's what happens.
So in other news, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is.
We have just discovered that Stella actually has a dick. And she has now came out of the closet as a man.
Everybody fucking knew that. Shit. If you know me, I ride heavy on the masculine energy, and that's why I'm fucking single, and these men can't handle it.
Do you really think that's what it is? You think the men can't handle it, that you have a more masculine energy? Or do you think that you have a more toxic energy that they don't want to be around?
I don't think it's toxic. I think that I am capable of being submissive or more feminine when I'm comfortable with your ability to handle the masculine. And if I'm not comfortable with it, then I will. And then he's not comfortable with that because he feels threatened. So then it doesn't work because I'm not fucking backing down.
I think what it is that most guys, they don't want a woman that's super stuck in the matrix, and you're super stuck in the matrix. So they're like, I'm out.
How am I stuck in the matrix?
You just, because you don't think out of the box at all. You're just like, you know.
Okay. If Ricardo's still in here, he's a fellow Aquarian, and we literally stay out of the fucking box. So.
All right. So time out. So what does being an Aquarian like what's the significance of being an Aquarian?
I think that here's the thing. You guys, like a lot of people have this like misconception that because I say something and I say it with such conviction that I haven't even considered other possibilities, when it's actually, whenever I think about something or before I say something, I've already considered several different perspectives or opposing opinions before I even say mine or say how I feel, because I am someone who likes to consider the opposition, right? Because I love a good debate, but I also don't show up to class unprepared. Like, I research the opposition before I take a stand or assert my opinion or whatever. I'm not this like closed-minded person just because I say shit with conviction. Like, I feel how I feel, and I've considered all these options, and this is where I landed, and this is why. And you're not going to make me move unless you present something to me that I didn't see prior, which usually doesn't fucking happen. So
Okay. All right. So going back to the conversation that we had earlier in the podcast about marriage dates trumping the dating anniversary, I gave you several analogies on why the marriage date should trump the dating anniversary, and you did not budge one bit. Now that's stubborn as it gets. If that's Aquarian energy,
doesn't mean not
if that's
open-minded.
Aquarian energy, then I could see why Aquarians are usually single.
Aquarians are single because we can't stand people for too long, typically.
I just want everybody to know I just dropped a bomb right now. So that might be a clip on my Instagram. So
he'll make every
Aquarians are gonna hate me, but the Aquarians are gonna hate me, but the real people in the world are gonna love me, and that's all that matters. And
it's funny that you're calling me stubborn coming from a
Those
Taurus.
are the facts that I dropped the mic on right there. Those are the facts right there. When I say some real stuff, because here's the thing, like, I don't understand like all this like
you don't highlight the real shit I say, though.
And astrology talk. Like, I believe in energy and the stars and the galactic universes and things of that sort. Like, I believe in all that, but I don't believe that like there's certain like astrology signs that determine your personality and how stubborn you are on certain topics. It's not that I'm not open-minded. I just think that that's a little mythological right there.
So you
like
can have the opinion something of whatever, and you're not closed-minded. But if I have an opinion that's not same as yours, then I'm closed-minded.
No. But like, if I provide for you,
that for a second, though, if I provide, understood what I was saying.
If I provide for you like examples, analogies, like you gotta like think. Like, I don't ever like see the Aquarian energy think at all. Like, it's already somehow been foreseen and thought about already.
Sometimes
like,
the shit that you provide, we've already considered.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do.
And I don't think being strong is toxic, by the way. I don't think it's toxic at all. I just think that Stella's toxic.
I am toxic to some people, for sure. I mean,
you are, like, because like
I'm not toxic to certain people. Yeah, some people are gonna absorb me as toxic 1000%, but like not to everybody.
Yeah, totally. I'm with you. I think a lot of people will find you toxic. See, I'll tell you like something that you do that's really, really toxic. And I don't know if this is like an Aquarian thing. So if there's Aquarians out there, and I don't mean to sound like I'm picking on Aquarians, but I'm only
we can handle it.
I'm only saying it because like Stella's so big on this like Aquarian energy, and my Aquarius is filming, but I see it like all over the place. And I'm like, why are Aquarius people so cocky? I just don't get it. Where does this cockiness come from?
It comes from how liberated we are. We literally are the most detached people. We are the most detached fucking people. And like, with being that kind of a person, there's like a fucking liberation about it. And so we walk around light because we're not fucking weighed down with people's bullshit.
Tell me what is an Aquarian separated from, because I don't get that part.
We are accused of constantly being emotionally detached.
Okay. I think that people who are Aquarius people take that concept of being accused of being detached and then they connect it to their ego. And because they think that that's some kind of thing, that they're being accused of being detached, they start acting detached more. Like it's a psychological thing at that point. It's not something from the heavens that's telling you you're just a detached kind of person.
No,
That's like
we're
my
detached
thing
because we're
when it comes to
aloof.
astrology and the Aquarian movement. I don't understand the Aquarian movement.
You don't, well, see, that's the thing. You're commenting on stuff that you don't understand. So maybe instead of attacking it,
Doesn't make
go
sense.
and try to understand it, learn about it first, and
Aquarians,
then
help me.
form an opinion, and then come talk to me.
Aquarians, you must help me understand this ego that you all have on Justin LeBoy's Instagram, because I feel like that's where all of your ego comes from, Aquarians. Justin LeBoy's Instagram, because that's all
You're
he ever
right.
posts is
The
about
only
Aquarians.
people, yeah, because it's Aquarius season.
What the fuck is Aquarius season?
You see, he comments on shit that he don't know nothing about, guys. That's just what it comes down to. And he's over here fucking talking shit about being open-minded. Go figure that one out.
What is Aquarian season?
From January 20th to February 19th.
I gotta find the Taurus gang out there. I gotta figure out like what we're all about.
Taurus gang starts mid-April and it goes to mid-fucking May when you are born. And when it gets to mid-April, you're gonna start seeing Justin LeBoy talk a whole lot of shit on Tauruses. He does this for everybody's fucking zodiac season, except Cancer, because he's a Cancer. So when it gets to Cancer season, he's out here fucking hyping his fucking fellow crybabies. Sorry, Cancers, you guys are crybabies though.
Well, everybody, that's some interesting shit. I'm gonna do my due diligence and try to understand all of this astrology shit much more. I just feel like
you don't have to fucking feed into it or be sold by it, but at least learn about it so that you can have an opinion.
I'm gonna start definitely getting on that. I'm gonna see what I align with.
I don't think it's the end all be all. I think we're products of our fucking life experiences and shit like that. But like, I do think that there is a little bit of truth. It's a lot more complicated than your fucking sun sign. But, I don't think it's the end all be all.
I feel you on that. Well, on some lighter notes, everybody, I had some really fucking fire media tacos before this podcast.
Oh, that's what you were trying to text me?
Yeah.
You did not spell media right.
Birria. That's how you spell it.
That's not what you wrote.
That's not what I wrote.
You wrote virtual tacos. I was like, okay, this fool is taking this metaverse way too far.
How in the world did my phone give virtual tacos?
I was like, oh, this fool's in the fucking metaverse, bro. Like, he's just on one. He's in a whole other fucking dimension right now.
You're like, you had some virtual tacos. I hope you weren't around when that chick got gangbanged by a bunch of metaverse guys. That's crazy. Have you heard about that story?
Just the screenshot or the thing that you sent me. I didn't read it because I was just like, here we go.
I don't think there's much to read. Like she said, she went into the metaverse.
You get gang banged in the metaverse, but I'm not gonna sit here and question people's experiences. So
I want to know how that happens too. Like, is it like, because I know you can get the virtual Oculus and get sex gadgets and like get off to like porn, but I didn't know that like you just walk into the metaverse with a fucking dildo on your ass and then a metaverse guy with
well, have you played the Oculus? So like one of the games I played, I forgot what it's called because my son has it. But like I'm literally standing here and there's these figures coming at me and you have to like punch them, you have to shoot them, you have to like dodge bullets. And
Mhm.
and there's no face on them. They're literally just like all white, solid, like human form looking things. But like
Right.
when you're in the experience, like it's pretty trippy. Like you really feel like you're gonna get shot. Even
So
though
have you
you
been to the
know
Metaverse then?
logically this is, like, not a real thing, right?
Did you
But
go to
if
Metaverse by any chance? Like, the
no,
actual, like, the meta okay, no.
no. So then, obviously, if there's ways like you know how we've talked about how there's, technology where there's, like, gloves for people to, like, feel virtual hugs,
Mhm.
like, people who live in other countries, like, separate countries, long distance relationships can, you know, have sex via these suits and shit like that. Like, I can imagine it getting pretty weird because people will find a way to do shitty things to each other.
Yeah.
But, like, how does that get regulated? Like, how how do you, like, monitor that or punish people who try to rape people, like, virtually like that? Because I can imagine someone like, if it was me and I'm, like, here playing a game and someone's, like, coming at me, like, that could be traumatizing because when you're in these virtual things, like, people straight fucking run into shit and because you really feel like you're there, you know? Like, it's a natural thing, like, you absorb it, you get consumed by it, like, you're there. And so I wonder if these games, like, you know how, like, if you take a picture on your phone and upload it, or you take a picture on Snapchat, it might delete off your shit, but it's not really gone. It's still there. And I wonder if this metaverse, where those kinds of games are able to take place, if it's being recorded and stored somewhere.
Right.
Do
I
you know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely. I wanna say too, by the way, everybody, that rape is very serious, and I don't want anybody to think that I mean, obviously Stella wasn't, but I don't want anybody to think that I'm taking rape as like some kind of joke or nothing like that when I started talking about virtual tacos and metaverse, because that's some real shit. But I do want to talk about, or I do want to say what the lady, like, quote in quotation
Yeah.
marks, said about this whole thing. She said, within 60 seconds of joining, she wrote in a medium blog post that she was verbally sexually harassed by 3 4 male avatars with male voices essentially, but virtually gang raped her avatar and took photos. The woman then described how she witnessed her avatar being assaulted by a group of male avatars who then sent her messages like, don't pretend you didn't love it. A horrible experience that happened so fast, and before she could even think about putting a safety barrier in place, she froze. She added, "It was surreal and it was a nightmare," she said. And I think that really, goes in line with what you were saying just now, Stella, how like it really feels like you're in the place when you got the Oculus on.
Mhm.
And does that kind of like make you feel like you know exactly what she's talking about the
Yeah,
way she was
that,
describing
like,
it?
made my heart beat for her because, like, even though, like, you might be in your living room, when you put those things on, you are where you're looking at, you
Hmm.
know? Like,
Right.
you've seen people run into the fucking TVs, run off whatever because they feel they're there even though logically they know they're just wearing a fucking headset. But,
Right.
like,
Right.
I can imagine, like, these avatars that were coming at me that weren't controlled by other people,
Hmm.
if they were being controlled by other people, the experience probably would have been more scary for me.
Right. No, I mean, I could only imagine because I haven't been in the metaverse or anywhere on with the Oculus on to have experience like what it might be like. So that's probably why I don't understand. And a lot of people probably are in the same boat. And
Mhm.
people who have been in the virtual world with the Oculus, they probably could. understand, like how you're saying that you in a way understand what she was
Yeah,
talking about and how it could be traumatizing. And it's
for
kind of
sure.
crazy because there's probably going to be many of those instances that happen going forward. Like it's going
That's
to
why I want
happen.
to know. I wonder if they have some kind of like shit set up like in place, like to like prevent that, to like regulate that, to prosecute that, like, you know, to trace that, to track it. Like there has to be they I know that like this was all right, that like we've said before, the path to hell was paved with good intentions, right? That
Hmm.
normal people like you and me, and maybe the people who created this, didn't think, oh, we're going to have this cool, nice, fun thing where we can interact, like a great little world. But like when shitty people have access to it, they're going to find a way to do shitty fucking things. And
Right.
like at this point in the internet fucking life, right?
Hmm.
You have to consider that people like that will access it and will attempt to do shitty things with
Right.
your technology. And there has
Oh
to be
yeah.
some kind of like system set up in place to like protect people, because some
You
of
would hope.
these
Yeah.
some of these Oculus users and Metaverse are kids. Imagine if like your daughter had the Oculus and some fucking avatars were like trying to attack her. And
Right.
anyway, not just that way. Like that's scary.
Right. No, I
That's
can see
not
how that could be
fucking
scary, no
fun
doubt.
for her or for him, or, you know, like my son plays with his Oculus. If I heard some shit like some people were attacking him in any fucking way, I would literally wanna know who the hell the other people are on the other fucking side of that shit. I would want them kicked off of the shit. I would want them to, like, be held accountable in some fucking way, like their parents, whoever they are. Like, if they're a fucking pedophile, I don't know. Right? There's no regulation against pedophiles using Oculuses to maybe access children. There's no regulation against pedophiles using cell phones to access children via social media, right?
Right.
Like where are these systems and why aren't people considering this shit when they're creating these kinds of platforms?
Well, see, I think it's so brand new that things like this are gonna happen, and these situations are gonna be what helps the metaverse creators and the Oculus creators discover what they need to do to put barriers in place and to set some kind of boundaries and rules so that things like this don't happen again. As crazy and goofy as it sounds to most people, it's actually a really real situation, and the way that you're
Mhm.
describing it, it is really fucking scary because it is the future, and many children are going to be on these Oculus and metaverse platforms, and a lot of them are going to be bullied, and they're going to go through traumatizing experiences in the virtual worlds, and then they're going to take off the Oculus where all of their friends are having a good time. They're going to take it off,
Mhm.
and they're going to be fucking depressed in the real world because they have more fun in the virtual world, but they can't go there because they get bullied there. Damn, man.
Or harassed or all that shit. Like,
I really hope it doesn't become as nasty as it seems like it
you
might
know it's
become.
going to. It's totally
Right.
going to. It's the same fucking people here that do shitty things that go and put these things on and continue to be shitty there because they think that there aren't consequences in these places. And
Yeah,
there
this is
aren't
some real
yet.
shit.
So,
Yeah, this is some real
but
shit, man. Like I really
knowing
just had a mind blowing epiphany
the
just now.
like the people who work for these tech companies and create these algorithms, like they hire people who examine like human behavior, right? Because that's how they create these algorithms to produce the content and to keep pushing it in a way that they know that the person behind it is going to psychologically react to it and consume it and absorb it, right? So
Yes.
if you have these people who know the human condition, wouldn't they know that these shitty people are going to be accessing this shit and doing these things? Like, how do you oversee that? I don't, and I'm not a fucking,
See, I think it's at the point right now where they don't really give a damn who or what type of person is accessing it. They
just want
just
people
want it to get
accessing
big.
it.
They want people accessing it. They want
That has to be it.
whoever they want to show that it's going to be a big thing to see that this is a thing, and they want investors to invest in it and all those things because they need the numbers. It's just like any of the other huge platforms that we have now, like Twitter and social media or Instagram or all of the TikToks of the world or what have you. At one point, all they wanted was people to get on there. And now they got things in place where they can ban people, get accounts kicked, and things of that sort. But you see what I'm saying, though?
To that point, though, too, a lot of the people who work in these social media platforms, they don't even allow their children to access shit like this. Right. And this is why. So they know that their kids aren't being affected by it. So they don't give a fuck about what affects other people's kids, to be honest.
Right.
If it's not making them money, they don't care.
Right. No, it's really crazy. It's a little scary, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens because that's kind of what we're doing. We're just spectators, and
in the
meantime, just kind of going along for the ride. Make
sure your kids don't get gang banged on the Oculus or fucking fucked with, because clearly that shit can happen, as you saw in this story, which we didn't even fucking consider it, right? But we're also not the professionals and the people behind the stuff. But now that it's happened, like, it's a real situation and people should be aware of it.
Hassan, we see you, by the way. We always see you, and we know you love the podcast, all the podcasts that we take part in.
I am dead ass tired. So I've been working out like 6 days in a row now. Today's my 6th day in a row.
Shout out
I've lost 3 pounds.
Wow.
And I've lost an inch on my waist and an inch on my hips.
Good job.
Usually I lose the tits first. So, and I haven't lost those yet. So we'll see in the weeks to come.
She actually got a little bust right now, y'all.
Crazy. I do. I have a little bit of some boobs right now. So
shout out to Stella's
tits. Those will go away soon enough, though.
Shout out to Stella tits. The Stell tits. That's what we'll call them, the Stell tits. They go from Stella tits to Stell tits when she loses the weight. But anyway,
they're here for a good time, not a long time.
She's so funny. Well, everybody, we haven't spoke about Jay-Z once, and I get that. It was more so about the whole 99 thing, just so everybody knows. I fucking love Jay-Z, by the way.
Yeah, Jay-Z goes hard for sure.
The best rapper of all time. So, but all right, Stella, it looks like you're yawning away. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Today was a great podcast. I'm glad today was 99 because next week is going to be 100, and I'm looking forward to that.
We might have some special stuff for you guys, like episode wise. So make sure you tune in to episode 100. And if there's nothing special, I'm sorry.
There may not be.
there might be, though. I'm trying to organize it. So we'll see.
Special at some point if there's not next week.
For sure.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Stella, for being the awesome co-host that you are. And,
thank you for being the awesome co-host that you are.
I appreciate it. All right, everybody.
And for fucking running all this shit, bro. You are the air, the lungs of this podcast.
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm the heart, obviously. So you're the lungs.
and you have heart palpitations, so I don't know how I feel.
I have literally tachycardia. So
all right, everybody. Catch y'all next week on episode 100. You already know the vibes. Yeah. Fuck with your people. We out. Till next time. Episode 99.